Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Here to bring in the first movie of What If Tucker was Isekai and betrayed. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Prologue how it all began. Betrayal. Cheated on. Loneliness. Harshness is always something that always happens, and it happened to me. Hello, people who are reading this fanfiction story. My name is Lavernius Tucker. Tucker said, introducing while also narrating. You might be thinking to yourself, how did I end up in such a horrible situation? Well, let me start from the very beginning, Tucker said, narrating. It all happened when I got a call into Kimball's office in the planet known as Chorus. As the aquamarine soldier walked in, you could tell that everyone was getting glares for no apparent reason while also seeing a new soldier wearing clad green armor with a different helmet on. Yo, why did you guys call me in for? The aquamarine soldier said confused. No one replied, everyone giving him the harsh glare. The aquamarine soldiers kind of felt a bit uneasy by the glares he was getting. Listen, Tucker, you are reliability, Carolina said. All you have done was done nothing more but also waste your time being a pervert, Washington said. Tucker felt all those hearts, words stabbing right through him like a needle or a knife. Yeah, no wonder you're just a stupid loser, Griff said. Seriously, I never understood why someone like you became part of Blue Team. Just so that they can fuck things up even more. Simmons said. Kimball stepped forward, looking directly at the aquamarine soldier with a motionless look behind the visor of his helmet. That is why we found a replacement for you, known as Jacob Jenkins. Another, even though he may be green, he's also now part of Blue Team and your replacement. Kimball said to a former ex-member of Blue Team. The aquamarine soldiers stood there in silence looking down, not even saying a word before saying this, fine. If you don't need me, then I'll go on my own. Tucker said coldly while turning around walking away slowly. As many people celebrate, Tucker could hear the celebration cheers. He felt nothing in his heart. Nothing but cracks of empty void. Until he noticed a green something emerald green glowing from the far distance on a temple that he has never seen before. He continuously walking towards the temple, not even caring. He soon walked directly to the temple looking up at it. Never seen this one before in my life, the aquamarine soldier said. As the aquamarine soldier walked into the temple only to be greeted by an AI. Hello there. The AI said. Tucker was surprised. He could tell that it was used to ice, but he had never seen this one before. It more looked like a digital face, no mouth, but only with pixelated eyes. Hi, he said coldly. I've been observing you, and you could say my name is Cor or call me Coral, Coral said, introducing himself to the aquamarine soldier. And it's the most fucking unusual name, naming yourself after a fucking sea creature of the ocean. Tucker said. I'll get that lot, Coral said. But I heard everything, and I'm very disappointed that they throw you out like trash. I'm giving you a proposition. The aquamarine soldier looked back at the AI known as Coral, raising his eyebrow behind the helmet of the visor. And what proposition might that be? Tucker said to Coral the AI. Well, you see, this isn't like a temp, not like your ordinary kind of temple. You see, you do have the key, but I also have access to the temple. Meaning, I can actually, what people call Isekai, or send them to another fantasy world. So consider yourself lucky. Coral said. You know what? Fuck it. I have no other option, so fuck it. Let me go to this new fantasy world. Tucker said, replying back, and that was my biggest mistake ever, going into that portal, into the unknown, into another fantasy world. Sure, I know a lot of geeks played it, but to me, it was my biggest mistake ever. Tucker said, narrating as the aquamarine soldier. Many people look at him oddly, wearing advanced armor that no one has never seen before. He went to one of the nearby guilds, people continuously giving him the strange look, which Tucker knew that this was a new world as the aquamarine soldier walks into the guild. As the guild master looked at him oddly, never seeing armor like that. Hello. I'm here for a job or whatever you have, Tucker said lazily. Never seen armor like you be armor wearing like that you're wearing before. The guild master said. It's the aquamarine soldier. But I guess there are some requirements. You're gonna need to sign some of these documents in order to be part of the guild. As the guild master handed the aquamarine soldier some papers which he looked up and down seeing that it's just paperwork of documents for him to actually be part of the guild, which Tucker didn't realize what he was getting himself into as he continues to see signing in the documents. I'm finished. However, he took on many quests such as defeating many of the monsters from it in the labyrinth, such as using his battle rifle and his energy sword, which many were amazed at someone like him getting a sword made out of energy and that whatever it was called. However, people in this world did not know what a gun was. As the aquamarine soldier continues making money while going on different labyrinths with random adventures when he didn't realize that they were using him for their own purposes, he heard one of them saying, "Sure, he may be strong, but he's just a useless pervert." Yep. The aquamarine soldier didn't say a word, but felt those harsh words coming back. He fell in love with a blonde girl. However, when he didn't realize that, a blonde girl, then he fell in love with another person, which really broke him even more. The aquamarine soldier just stood there in the pouring rain on the fountain. Was standing in the rain alone with no one there, with his helmet taken off and threw it violently on the ground, screaming up. "Why? Why must I be the one to suffer?" Tucker said, screaming in anger and sorrow. Just then, he looked up to see someone. See, a girl having an umbrella. However, she had blue hair as Tucker told her to go away. "I'm not some stray dog, you know," she replied back to him. However, this unique blue hair girl gave Tucker tickets for her concert, which the aquamarine soldier was surprised. No one has ever been so kind to someone who's acting more like a paraver. She explained that she was an idol and decided for the aquamarine soldier to actually be there in the crowd while also giving her umbrella too, which surprised him. As Tucker enjoyed the idol's concert while also getting souvenirs, however, what he didn't realize is that he screwed himself over again. Oh man, this is great. I feel happier. Before Tucker could say another word, his stomach growled, which made him realize that fuck my life, he said. Tucker realized that he spent all this money without realizing he couldn't get any food. As he went back to the grill guild. Okay, it's time for me to actually get myself some new party members, Tucker said with excitement. However, while also making quite a bit of a scene to himself while everyone stared at him oddly, thinking he's like an oddball or just a misfit. The aquamarine soldier found the blonde-haired man with a bandana. However, he said hi only for him to give him a strict look, which almost made him flinch a bit. He was actually thinking about showing him how cool he was, while also flexing his muscles. However, the blonde-hair inventor found himself a companion to a wizard. Tucker tried convincing anyone else, however, left him. He looked down on the ground feeling nothing more but pain he could never even bear to imagine. He looked down, not even saying a word. God damn it. Again, Tucker said in despair as he continuously leveling up on his own went out to any adventures. Sure, he got injured. His armor had him in some scratches. His battle rifle almost out of ammo. He looked down at it, dropped it on the ground, killed many other beasts in the labyrinth while making some decent minimum amount of money. As he was in a tavern alone in a table, took off the helmet while also eating it. He looked down. The flavor didn't have any kind of meaning to it. Sure, it looked good. However, what he could feel was a taste of emptiness. Looking at everyone else having a great time. Reminding of Blood Gulch only for it to shatter like glass again. He wondered to himself why. Why to feel alone? No one there for him when he needed it. He looked down. Emptiness. He felt nothing but emptiness in the heart. Just alone while he continues eating a meal. That's what a moment he eyed. The realtor individuals. Individuals that he had never seen before. He kept quiet. One that almost looked like a witch but more like a magic mage. The other one a priestess. One that was like a dragonkin type. However, she was a red-haired girl. She had more like dragon claws and a tail. However, one of the drunken people tried to flirt with the mage only to give a death glare with her purple eyes only causing him to run away like a bitch. As the mage looked directly at the African man or the blue aquamarine soldier, a blue team, idly. She could tell that the armor including the helmet was not medieval stuff. But he looked away not to be unfazed by his intimidating while also looking directly at the third person. The second person that was in the far side was a priestess, however, he could tell that he was a bit drunk and the other one was a dragonkin. I didn't felt any emotions. As they as all four of them took drink and said all four of them said in unison. I'll never trust anyone ever again. All said in unison. Only for Tucker. Alongside the three other individuals, paused midway, not even saying a word. He could never believe it, that other people were also betrayed as well. As if this could be fate, however, it caught back to a flashback of the Witcher, the magic mage girl known as Tiana, part of a wealthy team of a rich family. However, what he did, she realized that her fiancé was cheating on her with someone else while didn't care as much. However, she started gambling. Her money only for her to reel. Lost all the money. Became poor. Only for the priestess to say, while your fiancé dumped you, what would you know about pain? The aquamarine soldier chuckled darkly, which made the three of them felt uneasy. You know it. Oh, trust me. I know what it feels like to be screwed over not just once, but twice. But made that 3 times already. By my old team. Before I came to this godforsaken world, he said. Aquamarine soldiers said. Getting their attention, I wasn't actually part of this world. Part of it felt like it was a big mistake. And yet here I am screwing myself over. Not just once, but twice. It's funny how life can actually screw you over multiple times. Yeah, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? The priestess said, so what exactly is your story? The aquamarine soldier said to the priestess now known as Zem. He became a clerk also working on medicine. However, the girl tried to flirt with him. A young girl tried to flirt but only just for Zem to actually be imprisoned and framed for raping a young girl only for him to be sent in prison and to be booed and cheered by many of these people. Hot weather only for going into a tavern and actually being praised. Getting washed up, having clean clothes. Being brand new as always. After Rim's story went to an end, only for Tucker to say sarcastically, it's not like I'm going to believe everything. Like I've been fooled once. They're all saying, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once. Fool me twice, shame on you. Well, isn't that an unusual saying from wherever you come from? Zem said, intrigued by the aquamarine soldiers, saying, trust me. You have no idea what the hell I've got through. The aquamarine soldier said with venom. As well, the dragonkin girl continuously ranting on drunkenly. However, explaining that her name was actually Tucker remembered the time that he was on the cafe. The same blonde hair curl that he had a crush on. Cheated on him. Was in love with another man, a beast man, a tiger type. As they mocked and calling them a pervert, a useless, snob of a boyfriend, reached out for them only to laugh at them, surrounded by many masks of smile faces. Laughing. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Tucker yelled in anger and agony. His heart continuously cracking with uncontrollable blood dripping down. They lied to you. This world and every other world that believed in you, tricked you, lied to you. At this point, the aquamarine soldier looked down. Felt everything. Until he woke back up to reality. Feeling his head. Head was hurting without the helmet. The helmet was still there. Goddamn hangover from last night. Tucker said, slowly getting up, his muscles popping and cracking of the bones. When the moment he looked, his eyes widened to see the same 3 individuals from the bar. He told them to leave, but a part of him felt like fate wanted him. A certain AI watched Coral kind of felt a bit bad, but seeing that these 3, amongst Tucker, can actually warm his own team. However, Tucker told them to stop. And seeing that they were also betrayed, he decided to make some rules to always believe in each other and always try not to rob or do anything stupid. Which the other 3 reluctantly agreed with the aquamarine soldiers. Chapter 1: Team of Misfits. As Tucker, alongside the other 3, glared directly at them. Wanting to get themselves back into the guild. Which almost scared somewhat of a squirrel or hamster girl, which the old woman can tell that it was amazed by these individuals, including the aquamarine soldier that had unusual armor, seeing that they were survivors of betrayal. Tucker thought to himself, if this is what it really means to feel the word redemption. To him, he couldn't help but felt touched by this word. Which felt a bit foreign and alien to him. But he liked it. The old lady guild master said, so what exactly is your team name? Zell. Tiara, Karen, all thought to themselves. They have a name until Tucker said to his name. Misfits. Tucker said, what the hell kind of name is that? Tiana said. Well, don't you have quite a bit of the knack for odd names? Zem said. Seriously, what makes you think that we're misfits? Kiera said because I was also a misfit. I wasn't really a real soldier. I was nothing but a simulation soldier used in a pawn by someone else. Sure, I got over it. Sure, I knew it hurt. But I guess it almost reminds me of my team. Somewhat. So, yeah, I prefer calling myself the Misfits as they were gaming the name Misfits. Tucker explained about the 3 rules that they have to do, which seldom kinda complain and bitch a bit all night, but who were we to judge? While the Aquamarine soldier could tell that the Dragon King girl was actually having some time thinking while going into some kind of sewer dungeon or labyrinth the next month, taking down many creatures while also exploring the place. All came across a group of slimes. While many of them did have some small chat while collecting some stuff we'll put in the slime instead of killing them. As Tiana was about to actually fire at the slime only for till Pa accidentally hit Karen, the Dragonkin Drake. And, well, let's just say kind of made a bit of a skirmish in between the 2 females of his party, which Tucker could tell that he remember how that felt with both him and Church. However, that was only the past now. He was finally his old man. For him to decide his own choice. However, when they reached the top they stopped to see a giant purple slime filled with seaweed, including a crystal. See that this thing had to be a boss. Taking some of the crystals from the slime was easy peasy. However, against this thing was not gonna be easy. However, only for Tiana to actually use her mage powers. Without Tucker, the leader of the Misfits, not even ordering her. God damn it. Tiana using some kind of mage magic powers to either freeze or incinerate the slime. And well, let's just say it did quite the opposite of causing it to splash all over the place. Causing all of them to actually be soaked in the slime substance. For them to actually leave the labyrinth while also cleaning their armor and equipment in a nearby waterfall, which Tucker got used to cleaning his clothes the old ways. However, Tucker gave them some advice about scouting the reckoning and also learning about many things that he had learned since his old world. Explaining about how he was able to learn many tactics. Sure, he was just a nobody in a box canyon, just talking before how he got here. He was a simply nobody alongside his friends, Caboose the big dumb idiot and Church the asshole. Which, however, he soon explained that Church wasn't actually human. He was, well, Tucker soon explained that, well, he was an AI, which confused them and explained that the AI was more like artificial intelligence or subconscious of a person, which are intrigued by that level of technology. And explained that he kinda gave birth to a baby alien. Which kinda confused him. It's like how in the hell could a male actually gave birth to an alien? And, well, he explained that nothing in his life was normal. Explained that sure they were able to defeat Agent Maine, also known as the Meta. While also befriending Washington was also freelancers for a group of elites. Which rather amazed the trio that he had to fight against someone who was 10 times stronger. And well, after that they replaced me with someone else. And then I found a portal and ended up here. How things happened. The Aquamarine soldier said, scratching the back of his hair. Well now, that is quite a bit of a story. Normally, I thought I heard many crazy stories, but yours is something far beyond anything. A person like you coming from another world just to feel like we all have the same fate. Zem said, I know. It's kind of crazy. And if you can find hard to believe, then that's fine. I won't judge any of you. The Aquamarine soldier said to his party members, till he felt something in his heart warmed. He felt his old perverted way going away. Not knowing that he was a brand new person. Is this what it really means to feel redemption for the first time in his life? I don't like to be anymore, not to sugarcoat the situation or anything, but no. I have to admit it's kind of unusual to meet you guys. Nice. Tiana Simba. With the whole chit-chat and motivation speech, they were able to kill off many monsters such as goblins and every single type until another group of horde of goblins soon showed up out of nowhere, only for a boss one that was stronger compared to the other goblins. However, Kiera, using her sword, was able to kill the boss goblin, which the Aquamarine soldier was rather amazed, however, only to collect their horns. Though the Aquamarine soldier looked at the big goblin with an impressing look. Damn. Fuck, what this one looks like. What is it called? An ogre. Onokam Ring soldier tried using his strength even with the Spartan armor that he had. It wasn't enough. But luckily he was able to get the horn off from the goblin or orc. However, when the moment he did, he accidentally hit Kiana in the back, causing both the precious things she had and the horn to accidentally collide with each other, causing a bit of a crack. However, Tucker tried to apologize, but he saw something, which almost felt like that he kind of fucked up again. "I really know to screw things up," he said somberly. Chapter 2 Cracks of Our Past. The Dragon Kindred, member of the Aquamarine Soldier, remembered about the past so well, how she was betrayed by those adventurers after going into a dungeon and slaying a high-level beast, and trying to find them. Getting answers on why they left her. However, only to be nowhere to be found, which cuts back to present day. Tucker saw the shattered necklace on the ground, which he felt a bit responsible, but he didn't say much. He felt bad for it even though he screwed up multiple times. One which after they're killing some of those orcs, they decided to actually go back to the guild getting the reward. The Aquamarine Soldier was actually thinking about buying the Dragon Kindred adventurer that was part of his adventure team, a new necklace. However, she decided for her and Tucker to have a bit of a quote-unquote private Tucker, which the Aquamarine Soldier hesitated first but decided. However, sure. Unless I didn't have to get kicked by the ball sacks by Tex or anyone else, but he didn't care as much. Seeing that Yuri has been betrayed, he would care less about his team. Seeing that it's not his problem anymore. This is his life and his alone. He's to decide how he wants to spend it in his way. So, what was life like back in your old world? Kieran said to Tucker. The Aquamarine Soldier of the former ex-member of Blue Team, looked down, not even knowing how to explain it. "Well, my life isn't always, exciting. Nothing more but just an absolute sim trooper just standing on top of a base in the middle of a box canyon doing nothing but just talk around," Tucker said, remembering back the old days before meeting Washington, Carolina, before the War of Chorus ever happened, the very beginning of Blood Gulch. Just him, Caboose, and Church. Tucker recalled everything of the past events about him actually getting the sword, also being pregnant, giving birth to a baby alien known as Junior or Tucker Jr., whichever you wanna say but Karen was completely shocked at how could a human actually give birth to a baby alien. Which Tucker replied with, "Trust me, the things I've seen in my world were not normal." Tucker replied to the Dragon Kindred of his party group. And soon explaining how Tex was a freelancer and Church was actually an AI, which shocked the Dragon Kindred even more. That Church wasn't actually a real human, but a computer program, which Tucker should explain. Yeah, how he became the Alpha AI to the Epsilon AI and how his team replaced him with someone else kicking him out of the team and ending up here being in love with a blonde-haired girl that literally betrayed him and screwed him over. How he soon fought in the dungeon alone and was thinking about committing suicide, saying that nobody wanted a loser like him. After all, he wanted to prove everyone to take him seriously, but he was only about a goofball. A misfit. A person who keeps screwing up. He tried multiple times to impress other people, but always everybody looks down at him. Giving us false smiles, which he felt nothing more but pain in his heart. Karen soon explained about her story as well. Seeing that she was also betrayed and likes eating food, which she met an adventurer who likes eating food and likes eating the same food as him, which Tucker couldn't help but smile as he also took a bite of the octopus balls, which she said it was kind of hot, which made her laugh, but you couldn't help but smile for the first time. Finally, for people to actually cope with their own past, which she decided to let go of the past. Tucker was actually thinking about what exactly new things would they actually get from the guild. As all four of them head to the guild, a new assignment about something. About an ancient sword, which Tucker was intrigued by. But thinking about actually trading the old sword for something new, he would let the past go, carrying that sword with something of his shadow's chains wrapped around it. So they decided to take on the quest. Chapter 3 Out with the old, in with the new. The Aquamarine Soldier, alongside his party group, traveled. It's an unknown facility. However, while entering it, Tucker couldn't help but look up. That they was surprised that these were like security cameras. Like how the hell did a fantasy world had security cameras? Like that was something beyond anything thing, and Zem looked at Tucker. You know what those things are? Zem said. Yes, security cameras from my world, well, modern world, if you might say that. Tucker said, correcting himself. Which Zem was completely surprised. Seemed that the lights went on, but he couldn't help but look around. As soon a secret passageway door opened which surprised the Aquaman soldier. Can I believe technology from my world exists here? Amazing, but how? He said. When a moment he opened the door, it was more like a museum, but some of them were encased in boxes which Tucker couldn't help but felt it. At one moment they came across something that was more futuristic sword looking. Which the aquamarine soldier was surprised. How exactly could a fantasy world had something this advanced? The alchemical marine soldier couldn't help but admire it. But before then the sword started talking, which surprised Tucker. However, he recognized the voice. Coral, Tucker said in complete surprise. Wait, what the heck did you just say? What kind of name is Coral? Who the heck names themselves after? There's some kind of sea creature. It's a long story. As the aquamarine soldier couldn't help but decided to look back at the sword. Why are you here? He said with a serious little voice, serious look on his face. I'm sorry for what you have been gone through. I thought when you entered this world you would have had a good life, but I guess I was also wrong. Coral said, looking down. I thought everything would run smoothly. Sure, I did some good simulations, but I guess there's some things even a computer like myself couldn't able to handle it. Coral said. Hold on a second, are you one of those computer programs that Tucker told me about? Curran said. Computer AI, what now? Zem said in complete confusion by the conversation. Tucker sighed and soon explained about everything about his past life, how his best friend or team leader or blue team was actually a computer program and not a ghost. However, a liquid mechanical monstrosity came attacking them. However, their weapons did not do any faction, which Tucker decided to merge his own sword with the futuristic sword, creating a plasma blade. Killing the monstrosity. However, a new door was open. There were sentinels which surprised the Arkham Ring soldier. However, the rest of the party were in attack, only for Tucker to put his hands up in a hand signal low, making them lower their weapons in confusion. What are you doing? These things might attack us, Tiana said. If they would, it would have been a provoked defense mechanism. As many of the sentinels soon scanned them. This technology isn't human-made, Tucker said, which everyone had their attention to the Yakima Marine soldier. The Yakima Marine soldier said that this place belonged to an ancient civilization before mankind, which shocked them. And soon explained that this ancient civilization was an alien race far advanced beyond anything. That they could never believe, that his party members could never believe that an alien race created this advanced technology that could even make even the most adventurous look weak. Speaking of which, it seems you're gonna need a new style of armor. Why not something brand new? And besides, there's some new weapons you might need in case of emergencies. And also, yes, you may call in sentinels while also activating portals that can actually take you anywhere. Where? Coral said, which the aquamarine soldier was surprised and happy. Thank you. As he entered the chamber, many mechanical arms decided to replace the old Spartan Mark VI armor with something a bit brand new. Thanks to the new and improved Gel Layer 3.0 with nanobots, including augmentation serums, making him more strong and better, increasing his body, strength and speed, and durability. The new armor was set in place. The armor almost looked a bit medieval-like. But luckily, thanks to the ability of also invisibility, activating portals, and calling in sentinels, normal retrievers, aggressive sentinels as well, including some of the Forerunner weapons, which he grabbed a Forerunner rocket launcher rifle as well and decided to keep the sword, which he decided to keep it to make sure it was faked or destroyed, which they were able to get some money, which the alchemy soldier couldn't help but feel even more happier. Chapter 4: A Mysterious Blue Gate. After the whole quest with getting the sword and also getting a new upgrade armor as well, which many people were surprised by the new improved armor, including weapons as well. For Joachim Reed soldier wearing it. While Sam also decided to have a Spartan armor of the Plague Doctor, which kind of intimidated some people a bit, but he liked it. He didn't care for the respect or cheers. Some think that they're just getting attentions, but sure, they're able to work on money while also paying for it. Sure, they will spend some money celebrating. Not to mention he was able to talk to the same idol, the idol blue-haired girl. Talking about how he feels when we're better. Having redemption. While also feeling happy for the first time in his life. No longer feeling betrayed, but now having people he considered friends. which was kind of happy for the first time actually having real friends into fake friends. Not to mention, kind of went on a date with both Tiana and the dragon kindred of this group, which the blue hair idol girl couldn't help felt jealous, but she couldn't help but feel proud of him finally moving on in life. And the aquamarine soldier said, I hope we get to talk again sometime later. Smiling. As he walked off, Tucker, finally no longer the same old perverted back in Blood Gulch, finally matured. No longer some ladies' man, but now a leader of his own strike team. He finally feels happier now. His rank was now level. Well, here's the list of the levels of Tucker and his party members. Tucker level 38, Tien level 39, Zem level 41, Curran level 57. As Tucker and his party group entered the guild, which the old lady of the guild had a new quest for them. Okay, Grandma, what exactly is the new quest? You young folks always like to have no respect for your elders. The old woman of the guild said, shaking her head in disappointment. Well, we do have a quest, but many refused. But this is a quest about taking down investigating a mysterious blue portal that just appeared. Nobody know where or how this thing came from. But what we know is that some did, but many never came out of it. No one knows what exactly is on the other side. Could it be like a gateway to another world perhaps? Tucker said. It could be. We've been getting reports about that as well, in some caves or ancient ruins of portals also appearing out of nowhere. The old woman of the guild said. Can you tell us where exactly the first portal where the adventurous went missing or dead are? Tiana said, the first one is actually in a destroyed ancient ruins. Tucker couldn't help but felt that this is going to be something big, and I mean big beyond anything. As they arrived to the location of the ancient ruins, they saw the portal glowing. However, Tucker had never seen anything like this before. It glowed, but there was something off about it. This wasn't like your normal typical portal. Are we sure we can go in there? Tiana said. Yeah, I don't know what exactly is going on, but part of it feels like we should enter in this portal. Are you sure about that? Sam said. I'm sure, don't worry, I can call in some sentinels or create a portal in case if we are trapped or if this could be a trap, Tucker said with a confident smile on his face. As they enter the portal, however, something did happen. They were in a cave, but before then, Tucker looked. The gate turned red all of a sudden as they all tried to, but they were surprised that they were no longer in a cave, but in a winter area. Okay. I didn't see that coming, the aquamarine soldier said. What the hell was that? That didn't seem to be a magic spell or anything. It's like that we ended up somewhere else. Zem said. More like another world, the aquamarine soldier said. However, the fire dragon kindred was able to use her fire power of her sword, destroying a few of ice arrows, which the aquamarine soldier looked up in surprise to see ice elves. Are those elves? Zem said, finishing Tucker's sentence. Tucker couldn't help, but these were not normal elves. No. They were something else. They don't have pupils. As if they were nothing but puppets, which didn't seem right at all. However, Tucker couldn't help but also sense other people nearby, which made the elves also left. I say we should find somewhere to lay low. I get a bad feeling that there might be more than just those elves lurking around in the snow, the aquamarine soldier said as the group did leave finding somewhere. They came across a bunch of monster polar bears or ice bear, which Tucker was able to slice them down next to the plasma sword. Tiana using her fire magic of killing many of the other ice bears. The aquamarine soldiers looked at the corpse of the ice bear, which he never seen anything like this before in his life. Before then, footsteps were heard. However, the moment they got into flying stands, however, they were surprised to see other people with wearing snow coats, and they were also surprised to see other people here as well. The one who was with them was known as Sung Jin Woo. However, he was surprised to see these unknown people as well. Which he looked inside at the ice bearer. However, he looked directly at the man in aquamarine armor. However, it didn't seem to be medieval, but advanced armor. He noticed the weapons. It didn't seem to be. The sword glowing with blue. Who are you? Tucker said. I'm also asking the same question as well. Sun Jinwoo said. We entered a blue portal and were stuck here as well, which the rest of the group were also surprised. However, they noticed that it made someone wearing a armor-plagued doctor. And what surprised them was the third one had horns and a dragon tail, with Sung Jin, who was even surprised by the appearance of these oddballs, which he decided to actually give them a camping place for Tucker. Tucker couldn't help but look at Sung Jin Woo while he also looked at Tucker. They both looked at each other. But he couldn't help but take out the helmet, seeing that Sung Jin Woo was surprised that he was an African American man. What? Never seen a black person before. I wonder if there were gonna be a racist on my ass, he said. Nothing. Just surprise. Whatever. That's Sung Jin Woo heading towards the cave of where the ice bear is while also summoning his shadows to take care of it. However, with the so-called rank adventurers, well, let's just say the leader was scared shitless and ran for his life like a little bitch he is. Chapter 5, Fighting Against the Ice Elves. With Sung Jin Woo, he was able to transform every single one of the ice bearers into a shadow army as black ice bears with Tucker and his group. Were too busy enjoying the food. Which he was enjoying it. Enjoying food from a monster of all things. However, the same name a rank leader had a pissed off look, yelling, which many of Tucker's got into his fighting position. But, however, he was willing to fight him or kill him at this point, seeing that the guy was completely wild, not even acting logically or thinking properly. As he said, giving a count of 3, but instead, let's just say Sung Jin Woo yeeted the guy, which Tucker was surprised by the strength. However, let's just say some unwanted company followed him, which it turned out to be the Ice Elves and Invisible. Which the leader of which the Korean soldier was surprised that Sung Jin Woo was able to communicate with the elves, which was strange. He couldn't understand why, but there was something unique about this man standing in front of him. He couldn't put his finger on it, but he was mysterious. But at the same time, Tucker also stand alongside Sung Jin Woo, which surprised him. What? You think you can actually fight against those things? Tucker couldn't help but smirk, putting the helmet while also igniting his plasma sword, which Sung Jin was surprised. What? Thinking that you might actually hog all the fun for yourself? Tucker said with a playful full look on his face, even though it was hid behind the helmet. He looked back at his party member, including others that were with Sung Jin Woo. You guys go on ahead, find somewhere safe to take cover behind those trees. But before Tiana could say anything, Tucker said, it's alright. Me and the new guy can handle this. Who are you calling a new guy? Sung Jin Woo said to Tucker. We just met, so I could say this could be a start of a new relationship as friends. Which the whole battle began as Sung Jin Woo was able to summon an army of shadow. Those of Knights and the Ice Bear, which Tucker and his party were completely surprised. What is this power? Tiana said. This power, could it be necromance? Zem said. Tucker couldn't help but smirk in surprise. He could tell this person was no pushover, which Tucker decided to do the same things while opening portals of swarms of sentinels, which surprised Sung Jin Woo, including ice cells, alongside aggressive sentinels as well, as the outer marine soldier got on top of the big aggressive sentinels. As he looked down at Sung Jin Woo with a playful smirk on his face. What? You think you're the only one who has an army that can summon one? I guess that makes us even. As both Sung Jin Woo's army alongside the sentinels started using their plasma blast, killing off many of the ice elves. The alchemical marine soldier is able to dodge a few ice arrows while also killing many of them. Both Tucker and Sung Jin were able to work perfectly as a coordinating teamwork. However, the ice elf separated Sung Jin Woo from Tucker. However, the asshole rank adventurer decided to go ahead and do a sneak attack on Sung Jin Woo. However, only for Aquamarine Soldier, Tucker, they come to the rescue and stab him directly in the chest with a plasma blade of his sword, killing the adventurer. Who the hell are you? The adventurer said. Sorry, but I don't like people who act all wild on my new friends here, he said. While also kicking the corpse of down on the ground while Sung Jin were using his necromancer power, creating a brute shadow-like name Iron, killing off many of the other ice elves. Also his Shadow Knight, was able to do a team up. After all that happened, well, let's just say a little bit of a comedic thing happened between the shadow known as Iron kept on smashing it with his mallet or sledgehammer of a hammer, which Tucker couldn't help but find it kind of irony and also ironic, which called off many of the sentinels to go back to the portal. Soon the portal did appear, but on the other side of the portal. Others were waiting for them. However, let's just say the chief clan of the White Tiger Guild was happy to see Kim, the strongest of the group. Only see it was not Kim, but some other low-rank adventurers. However, the other two men in suits couldn't help but be happy. But were also surprised to see other people with them. Some that were unfamiliar, including the one that had dragon-like features, a female, which confused him as the portal closed behind him. However, the alchemy soldier couldn't help but look around that this almost felt like the modern world. The smell, everything. Which he couldn't help but look up. He to himself, I can't believe it. I'm home but this isn't the right year. As the leader of the White Tiger Guild was about to interrogate Sun Jin-woo only for the aquamarine soldier to raise his hand and said this. I was the one who killed Kim, the aquamarine soldier said confessing. However, this will about to go into an escalated fight only for the aquamarine soldier of his group to say. But in my defense, Your Honor, he was the one who tried to kill me in my part, which it was self-defense. Let's just say he was wild and all in trying to murder me. So it was self-defense in the aquamarine soldier's head, which the leader of the White Tiger known as Baek Yunho was shocked, but he decided to let it go. Though he never even but the alchemy soldier looked directly at the two men in the suit. Do you mind there if you have somewhere else for us to rent for the time being? I'm guessing another this money we have here isn't going to be somewhere for us to stay. Showing otherworldly money, which they looked directly at the money seeing that it was from another world and couldn't help but decide to make an arrangement while also assigning them to hunter guilds as well. Which the aquamarine soldier couldn't help but look seeing that they were in the cars and his party was from another world seeing that they were amazed by these cars don't have horses. But he soon explained that this is a modern world where technologically advancements that mankind has gone beyond their limits. Which they were surprised that these buildings looked even more different compared to the ones back in their old world if they really did want to return, but they're going to need to wear some new clothing which some aquamarine soldiers decided to see that they were actually in an apartment. However, when many people eyed the newcomers, they couldn't help but look directly at them and, well, seeing that they're adventurous, some could help but take phone photos of them. Which you couldn't help but sweat drops seeing that many people idolize them. As they arrive to an apartment which they decide to rest for the time being and think about what exactly will happen tomorrow. Chapter 6 Back in the Red vs. Blue Universe. Back within the Red vs. Blue Universe. Things were not looking good for the former member or ex-friends of Lavernius Tucker. The state of Chorus has been downshifted, seen in many of Malcolm Hargrove's forces. Were taking more of an advantage. Seeing that the rebels had barely have zero chances, many quit Kimball's side. Many started joining Malcolm Hargrove's side. Among side that Kimball started losing hope. As many of the Reds and Blues started trying their best. However, the Doc was killed. So was a donut, and this time for real. Like, he's not coming back. Seeing that Red team had suffered injuries and losses, especially Blue team. Carolina lost her right arm when fighting against Sharkface. Agent Washington had suffered severe injuries. Caboose, on the other hand, was actually depressed. Seeing that Church was gone. Yes, Church, the Epsilon AI that was helping Carolina with her stuff. Was destroyed permanently. But seeing that the worst part of them all is Jacob Jenkins was also a spy working for Malcolm Hargrove. Seeing that they were all taken as prisoners. Fuck this man. Look at us, we really have lost. Griff said in a depressed tone. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Simmons said at the press mode as well. Is this really karma? Washington said. Everyone looked at Washington. We betrayed Tucker, and now this is the price that we're paying for. Wash, Carolina said. I know I'm not much of a man who believes in the superstition, but, normally, this is indeed karma for what we have done, that we have replaced him with someone else that turned out to be a spy working for Malcolm Hargrove. And now here we are in this situation. Prisoners of Malcolm Hargrove. And this is the price that we had to pay for. Now look at us, prisoners of Malcolm Hargrove. Chorus has lost. We lost. Damn it. Washington said in a depressed mood, making everybody lower their heads, Carolina slamming her right arm against the wall with tears coming from her face. Felt like that she did nothing more but hurt an innocent person. God damn it all. If only we could have been better people. But now he's gone. And the chorus is gone. We really are nothing more but a bunch of fuck-ups, Carolina said with tears of anger and sorrow, almost reminding her back of Project Freelancer. Many of the Reds Blues did not say a word. However, they, as will for Felix and Locust, they decide not to destroy Chorus until they found a portal that was orange and glitching out. One of the space pirates walked into the portal using one of his cameras. He saw that it was ERT, but not exactly the same. "Hey, are you guys getting this?" the space pirate said, looking directly around. Sure. Many people gave weird looks directly at the space pirate wearing the advanced armor. Some people thought of it as nothing more but cosplay back in the Red vs. Blue universe. Felix and Locus were surprised that the portal leads back to Earth, but not their Earth. More like the old modern Earth. Well now, it seems things are finally getting even more interesting. Felix said with a smug look on his face, "Hold on. I see someone familiar. It's Tucker." The space pirate said on the screen using the space cam. As many people stopped, Felix looked up and said, "What did you just say?" Felix said, "I said it's Tucker amongst that group of people. Two are human. One is somewhat of a half-dragon, horns and a dragon tail." The space pirate said using the camera built in his helmet. "Well, now it seems things are finally getting more interesting. So that perverted loser actually finally got himself some new friends. Sir, what exactly are orders now?" The space pirate said back on communications to Felix. "We'll use the portal to transport supplies, and there are prisoners here. We can actually make a base somewhere in that city. Where are you? And what country are you in?" Felix said on communications. "Well, judging from the landscape and buildings, I'm guessing Korea." The space pirate replied to Felix on comms. "Korea. I always wanted to visit there. Not to mention some hot babes as well," Felix said, having a smug look on his face while Locust gave his partner a deadpan look. "Okay. That is enough. Come back. After all, we'll have some needed time for preparations. Not to mention, the boss should actually hear about this," Felix said to the space pirate over the comms as the space pirate ran back into the orange portal. As Felix got a communication call to Malcolm Hargrove. "What is it?" Malcolm Hargrove said, "Well, sir, it seems that we got ourselves some new things that you might be interested in." Felix said to Malcolm Hargrove on communications. "Go on then." Malcolm Hargrove said on communications, "Well, sir, it seems that we found a portal of unknown origins and one of our recon soldiers went in and it seems it takes us back to Earth, but not the Earth we know. More like something of a modernization one. Before space technology ever existed," Felix replied to Malcolm Hargrove over communications. "How very interesting. I guess we can let Chorus live for now, seeing that this portal can lead us to another dimension or an alternate reality. I will be arriving and sending in troops and supplies," Malcolm Hargrove said, cutting off the communications. "Well now, Tucker, it seems you finally have something else new. I guess Faith really had gave you the second chance. No matter. I'll enjoy taking everything from you. After all, I want to watch the prisoners I take. That were actually your former teammates, watch to enjoy and savor their despair," Felix said to himself as the two mercenaries left the hangar. Chapter 7 I am now an S rank. With Tucker and his group, seeing that Tucker needed to get himself a hunter's license in order to actually do many of the hunting activities such as what hunters do is activate into many high-ranking dungeons, meaning that it could be an S rank. Tucker felt like that he will be an E rank, seeing that E ranks are nothing more but low, treated lowly. But something tells him that fate wanted him to become an AS rank, but he would not even know. As he entered a building, he was surprised to see Sun Jinwoo there as well. While he was able to ask the manager, "Hello. My name is Lavernius Tucker and this is my strike team. We're here to getting our license," Tucker said. "Ah, I see. Just you and your strike team will be waiting in the waiting hall." As Tucker and his strike team, also known as the Misfits, were sitting in the winning hall. Tucker was sitting next to Sung Jin-woo, which I guess it was fate. Which he was surprised to see the same aquamarine soldier, which was actually African American. Seeing that this was rather a surprise to him, Tucker gave him the weird look. Either he thinks that he might be racist or something. "What? Never seen an African American before?" Tucker said, begrudgingly. "No. Not like I'm trying to offend you or anything." Sun Jin-woo said, "Good. You can say I get easily triggered around racist people." Tucker said, "Well, aren't you rather not an interesting person?" Sung Jin-woo said, "I'm guessing you're also here to get your license." "Yep," Tucker said. "What about you?" I'm here to get my legal valuation license, seeing that it needs to be updated. Sun Jin-woo said to Tucker, as many of Tucker's strike team members went in. First was Zem, which he got in a rank, which Zem was surprised but happy. Talia was the next to go in receiving in a rank, which she was happy as well. As for Sonya, she was able to get an A rank as well. Tucker was surprised to see his team was actually getting a ranks, which made him happy a bit. Next was Sun Jin-woo, and he became S rank. And it was Tucker's turn, which he did place his hand on the mechanical orb. However, he was surprised as the manager explained that he is now an S rank. Tucker was surprised. He felt joy, but did he really deserve it? Did he really want to take the S rank title for granted? No. Sure, he doesn't want to be associating any other guilds. He was thinking about starting his own guild, which many people are surprised that the country now has not just the 10th, but an 11th rank. Choi Jong in the Fire Mage, decided to offer Tucker and Sung Jin-woo something, however, only for them to actually walk away, which made many of the people surprised. As Tucker explained to his group that he was finally in S rank, which many of them were surprised but also jealous, but they couldn't help but be proud of their leader. Well, congratulations. At least you're no longer the weakling. Now you're finally in S rank, meaning that now you're on the big leagues. Zem said to Tucker. Congratulating him, yeah, I'm finally proud of you for once, Talia said. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. As the next day came in, Tucker was thinking about multiple ways to earn money, but realizing that he cannot get his license yet, meaning that he'll have to do something about it. When she decided to sign up for a mining team as an E rank, which Fate hadn't, Sung Jin-woo was there, which both men looked at each other, surprised. Well, isn't this convenient? Tucker said. Same here, Sung Jin-woo said. Sure, many of the dungeon raids were taken care of. However, Tucker and Sun Jin-woo were able to prove the mining team how strong they really were. As many of the mining team thought that having second thoughts that they might actually be thinking that those two aren't E ranks. Dude, there's no way that those two are actually E ranks. Yeah, I know. There's something off about them. Could they be an S rank or in a rank? Don't be ridiculous. There could be only be somewhat of a 0-point chance of actually someone being an S rank. They're obviously a ranks. After all, they probably must have taken some special training. As both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo decided to ignore their comments and focus on their work. After that, it was lunch break for many of the miners to head out and get something to eat. Sun Jin-woo and Tucker decided to actually check on going deeper into the mine. However, Sung Jin-woo and Tucker decided to actually team up and take down the boss only for Voice to say, "What are you doing here?" As Tucker mentally, fuck, was screaming mentally in his mind as it turned out to be a female blonde hunter, not also an S-rank hunter, giving a glare to two miners. I'm not gonna ask again. What are you doing here? Chapter 8 Showing My True Strength. Tucker and Sung Jin-woo stood in silence as the female hunter S-rank hunter known as Cha Hae-in was standing right behind him. Tucker in mind was freaking out and Sung Jin-woo realized that he completely messed up and was careless. I was careless. What the hell was I thinking? Sun Jin-woo said to himself with a whisper. Damn it. Gotta make up a lie. Gotta make up a said even more. His heart raced, and then one idea clicked in his mind. Before Tucker could say anything, Sun Jin-woo replied for him. I was lost. And I was actually curious, that curiosity drew me to this gate. Tucker said, pointing directly at the gate. Cha Hae-in was actually looking at them, narrowing their eyes. Tucker outside was completely calm, but inside he was freaking out, almost willing to burst. But this is not to actually go with the flow. And how come you two got lost? And you are exactly curious about this. Aren't you two supposed to be part of the mining team? Cha Hae-in said. Well, you see, we were actually observing if there were any other mana crystals deep within the cave. The dungeon. So, the two of us were kind of curious. Yes, that's all. Tucker said with a sheepish grin, not even turning around. Yeah, that was all. Sung Jin-woo said as both of them were ready to leave. Cha Hae-in smelled that scent again coming from the two men that went past her. However, before then. Hey, you two wait for a second, Cha Hae-in said as both Tucker and both of them turned around only to be completely shocked as a girl was sniffing them, which kind of felt a bit weird and strange at the same time. What the fuck are you doing, woman? Tucker said in complete shock that a girl would actually sniff a man, which was kind of bizarre. However, she couldn't help but look at their ids seeing that they were both E-ranks. My apologies for sniffing you. You should be careful when you get back. Cha Hae-in said as both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo walked back to the rest of the other mining teammates. Man, what the hell was her problem? Man, that girl is weird. Tucker said, walking alongside Sung Jin-woo, which he couldn't help but felt rather attached to her. After that, the day came to an end as the foreman manager of the mining team actually gave them their paychecks, which Tucker and Sung Jin-woo actually accepted. Thank you so much for actually giving money, Tucker said. No problem. Though I have to admit, you guys are pretty good for a couple of E-ranks. The manager, mining team said. Hope I get to work with you guys some other day. The foreman said. How about coming just for one more day then? The both of you. The foreman manager mining team officer said. I see. Well, I guess I could accept it, though I do need the payment, Tucker said. Well, you can see you two tomorrow. It's going to be a double handler for raids. Maybe a rank or C rank types. The foreman mining mannered chief said. As both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo actually agreed. It was the next day and, well, Tucker said goodbye to his team seeing that he had to take care of a mining exploration, which shocked them seeing that he was going to do some manual labor. Damn, I never expected someone like you to actually do some hard labor for once. Zem said. I know, but it's just gonna be just this one day and then the two of us will all get to go to some dungeons without anyone noticing. Tucker said. But I don't get it. Why exactly did you be fake, saying that you're E-rank? In reality, like, you're actually an S rank. Tia said, look as much as I could. What the problem is I can't see that my hunter's license has to be reevaluated until maybe a few more days. But for the time being I will have to wait and be patient. Besides, I hear things look a lot interesting. Tucker said. As Tucker opened the door and left getting ready to do his mining, Tucker and Sung Jin-woo were actually walking. However, they were all greeted with open arms and happy faces. However, Sung Jin-woo can help him remember the time that he got that warm feeling from his old companions back when he was an earwig. He couldn't help but know how this feeling felt. He was cold-hearted, but deep down he was kind of a gentle person who could always remember the good times. Tucker also felt that way as well, remember him being back in Blood Gulch with Church and Caboose with their silly antics. Just doing nothing, being in a canyon, talking about nonsense, while also going on misadventures. The good old days. But now he's finally has a new life. And it's time for him to forget about that. As we go with the mining aura crystals, seeing that both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker worked extra hard. He said. Tucker had a dual-wield 2 pickaxe to get more mana crystals, which rather impressed both the foreman manager and the secretary as well. We're rather amazed. Man, look at those two go. Can make our jobs a lot easier for having people like them. Not if they are E-ranks or not. I'm glad to have people like them working for us, the foreman manager said. Same here as well, the secretary said as they were having a break, eating some lunch, a rank hunter came in known as Captain Sun Ki-hoon. You don't mind if I may borrow anyone from the mining team. Our equipment carrier didn't show today, so we're kind of short-staffed. Sun Ki-hoon said. However, many of the other mining team didn't actually want to do it, seeing that it was a high-pay job. However, both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker decided to actually take up the offer. As both of them raised their hands, saying, I'll do it. Both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo said, both the foreman and the secretary looked at Tucker and Sung Jin-woo as if they were crazy. The aquamarine soldier couldn't help but be happy to have those two on board their team. I am Sun Keiko Jin, head of the strike team. I am Sung Jin-woo. Yo, the name's Lavernius Tucker. It's a pleasure to meet you. Both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo had the bags. So you know both of them had incredible insane strength to carry those bags. However, he could tell that some of them were actually hunters were A ranks, B ranks, and C ranks. However, there weren't any S ranks. As Tucker and Sung Jin-woo were observing the dungeon. However, he couldn't help but have a bad feeling about this. Since the incident with the Red Gate happened. However, a group of monstrous dogs known as dung jackals. Jackals. Tried to attack the group only. However, dungeon jackals were actually C-rank magical beast. Seeing that was kind of unusual. However, both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo noticed that these jackal dogs actually had collars on them, meaning that someone, however, could sense something else stronger coming. Both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo noticed that they were actually dealing with powerful monsters. Seeing a group of muscular creatures known as high orcs. Their skin red, eyes glowing, ready to rip off anything that gets in their way. However, they weren't any ordinary orcs. They were high orcs, as one of them gave up a loud ferocious roar. However, many of the strike doing their best against much damage, which Tucker and Suttonenwood might think that these high orcs aren't your typical normal kind of. However, both of them decided to swiftly take care of it using stealth skills of an assassin. Which many of them were kinda confused. However, one of the mages looked at Tucker and Sung Jin-woo. However, she could sense them. The one with the glasses looked directly inauspicious. Does he really think I'd wear a joke? I could actually sense the magic of a stealth or an assassin type, she said with suspicion at both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo. As the group decided to head back. However, it was a barrier to the gate actually not letting them. However, many of the magic mages find their best. However, curse coughing up blood. I don't scream anything. However, it was a trap. However, only for them to actually be surrounded by. Power was the leader. Roar. However, only for its head to twitch, which Tucker and Sung Jin-woo noticed that the head started twitching rapidly, which didn't seem to be normal as the eye glowed extremely red as it finally spoke. As the orc introduced itself as Kalgagor. Tucker was surprised. This was, the same thing that happened with the ice elves since the Red Gate incident. As the group made it to the leader. However, Choli was waiting, seeing that she had a feeling that both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo were actually inside the gate. Back inside the gate, the group was led into the chambers. However, sitting on the throne was actually known as the leader of the high orcs known as Kalsel. Looking up. The disgust welcomes human scum, Kausel said. Pedestal humans, Kausel said, unleash powerful blood loss. Many of the strike team members felt intimidated by Kausel's blood loss and had the question, why did they call the group here, as Kausel replied harshly, as entertainment is entertainment for my soldiers. However, he could tell that many of his team were inferior. However, Kausel, using a gravity spell, continuously tossing out up and down like a play toy, Sung Jin-woo and Tucker knew that they had to spring in fast. Just the last second, as both men rushed directly, catching him. Kelso was interested. As many other members rushed to make sure that the leader of the strike, he was okay. However, Tucker grabbed one of the high orcs and heated him up against the wall, killing him instantly. You two humans seem to be the strongest among them, Kausel said, as both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo walked up towards Kausel as Sung Jin-woo summoned his soldier army. Alongside, Tucker also summoned his sentinel army as well. Of normal sentinels, aggressive sentinels, enforcer sentinel, all of their plasma weaponry ready to obliterate many of the high orcs, but surprise the strike team members. As Hunter Jolie actually made it directly into the gate. As Sung Jin-woo activated Monarch's domain, Tucker also activated his armor as the visor on the helmet glowed. Ice cold blue. Don't underestimate my little sentinels. Even their beam weapons can actually pack a punch compared to bullets, Tucker said. As the army continued fighting, Iron, his strongest tank of the Shadow Group, alongside Eagerist, the knight was able to take care of it. Many of the aggressors and enforcer sentinels, firing many forerunner weapons, turning many of the high orcs into dust. Sung Jin-woo was able to take care of it with ease, while the Aquaran soldier was able to dual-wield 2F high-explosive munitions rifle known as Heartseeker, obliterating them, turning them into ashes. While Sung Jin-woo used men and the high orc members into his shadow army ranks. Which amazing work completely shocked them in fear. However, including the leader, which he started to glitch out as well, only for him to cause a crash. Similar to a computer program, which Tucker noticed. He was glitching out just like what happened with the leader of the Ice Elves. As many of the 4 elite are ready to take care of. However, back in the real world with the Fire Mage. However, it decides to realize that something big is going on. Back in the gate, the battle rages on as more new shadows are added in. However, the battle was getting intense. However, S-rank hunter, Choi Lee, also saw this as well and was amazed. I can't believe. As the main orc goes, Kausel turns into a giant. However, Tucker and Sung Jin-woo both wrapped chains around Kausel, causing to fall on the ground, including the executors from the Hunters Association who were amazed beyond belief. As Tucker allowed Sung Jin-woo to actually take on the final blow killed Kausal and added him into his shadow army and decided to give him a new name, Tusk. Which Tucker kind of found it a bit stupid, but who was he to judge? After all. And many other Sentinels also went to the portal. However, they both noticed that they completely screwed up. Realizing that they have shown the strike team that belonged to Hunters by Sung Jin-woo were amazed at his power. Both Tucker realized that however the association group of the Hunters program decided to actually keep them a secret. However, Sung Jin-woo decided to give back the thing directly to one of the Hunters of the strike team. However, after that both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo decide to actually hang out in a coffee store with Sung Jin-woo's friend or acquaintance, whom they decided to talk to. And tomorrow was the day that Sung Jin-woo and Tucker are about to get their S-rank license, which things are about to get a lot crazier. Chapter 9 I'm in S-rank. At the Hunters Association building. Many press media, including cameras, were ready. However, it wasn't for Sung Jin-woo or Tucker. Instead, it was for some kind of actress. However, two cars driving towards the Hunters Association and out from the two cars were the leader of the White Tigers Guild and the leader of Hunters Guild. Baek Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-in. As do many of the paparazzis and news reporters, about Lee Min-sung joining the Hunters. However, they had no idea who that was to the disappointment of many of the paparazzi. However, seeing that the two of them kind of got into a bit of a heated argument ready to fight each other. However, someone else decided to come in and break the tension. And this person is part of the Reapers Guild by the name of Lee Min-sung. However, let's just say Etunam was pissed off and yelled at him. The guild master of the Reaper to screw off, which he didn't seem unfazed. However, from a far distance, Tucker and Sung Jin-woo were surprised by the press media. What the hell is going on? Sung Jin-woo said. Beats me. I'm guessing you don't think someone knows that we're actually S-rank Hunters. Tucker said. No, I wouldn't know. So no one actually didn't actually. Probably for someone else. Sung Jin-woo said. At the Hunters' main entrance of the Hunters Association place, the person known as Lee Min-sung was actually an actor and also an awakening hunter, joining the Reapers Guild. However, the douche was actually a rank. However, nothing more but scandals. However, was interrupted by one of the agents telling both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo to screw off Sinet. Well, let's just say, reporters are actually more focusing on him instead of these two nobodies. Listen, buddy, no need to get hostile. The two of us here are actually getting our license reevaluated. So if you don't mind. If you may let us through now, please. Tucker said. I don't care. Right now, we have more important things to take care of than you nobodies. Oh, wow. You know how to be such a racist cunt. Just because I'm black. Tucker said in annoyance. Calm yourself. Sung Jin-woo placing a hand on Tucker's shoulder. Yeah, I know. Tucker said. However, Chairman Go finally came in. Hey Gramps. Tucker said, waving directly at the chairman of the Hunters Association Guild. As Chairman Go let both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker actually enter her. However, they're entering the special facility to show how S-rank's abilities and powers are seen at both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker are both the 10th and 11th S-ranks of Korea. So they were in a special private facility. As Sung Jin-woo did show his night of summoning one of the shallow knights as Tucker was able to summon a normal sentinel. Baek Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-in were actually surprised that the sentinel's appearance almost looked like something from science fiction. However, Chairman Go noticed that he was not even showing them his true strength and power, which the aquamarine soldier decided to summon his whole platoon of sentinels amongst many others such as the aggressive sentinels and the enforcer sentinels as well. Especially Sung Jin-woo's shadow army as well, which I was even more surprised that these two can even surpass an S rank. To go further above and beyond their limits as they both finally got their S rank license as hunters. As both of them were about to leave, however, they realized the media as many of them were blinded by many cameras. However, it showed that many people across the world were surprised, including Sung Jin-woo's sister was surprised by her brother actually being in S rank including his old friends as well. However, the invisible space pirate is also recording this as well. In the Red vs. Blue universe. And many people who were watching the broadcast from the other dimension were also surprised by the names of both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker being the 10th and 11th S-rank hunters in all of Korea. Carolina did not say a word, standing there silently, seeing how Tucker was able to achieve something like that, and also couldn't help but smile regretfully. However, seeing that Epsilon AI was destroyed, even Sarge Simmons, the only member of Blue-Red Team that were still alive, couldn't help but smile for the Aquamarine soldier. Felix, on the other hand, was kind of pissed. Seeing that the media actually focused on that Aquamarine perverted idiot. Now became an S-rank hunter. That damn bastard, Felix said, crushing the gun. As Sung Jin-woo disappears. However, Tucker decides to make an announcement that he would rather start his own guild. A gear with the helmet and energy sword on the right and left side with the name called Cyber Core Guild as in the symbol of mankind's evolution, which many people couldn't help but were surprised by. However, he wanted to ask a favor, but the two guilds to actually give him the resources and funds to build his own hunter guild as well to make it more futuristic-like. And with the old summoner portal, everyone surprises you more while walking through it and disappearing. However, his party couldn't help but be more proud of Tucker achieving the S rank. S rank. Would you look at that? He's finally becoming more popular. Zem said. Yeah, but he better not let that ego get the better of him. Tiana said. Don't worry. At least he's gonna build his own guild. Shara said. Yeah, after all, the guild does represent mankind's evolution. Zem said, looking directly at what he's gonna do now. Thinking that he might actually decide to. But however, he knows things are about to get a lot crazy. And again, I wonder what exactly Sung Jin-woo was up to. After all, they finally kind of growed a bit of a close relationship to one another as best friends. Sung Jin-woo actually was in the demon's castle. However, the portal opened into a surprise. Lavernius, Tucker, and his party decided to actually come out. Hey, best friend, what's up? What the hell are you all doing here? Sung Jin-woo said in complete shock. Come on, you forget that you and I both have similar abilities. I mean, I can create portals that can let me take me from one place to another. Right, now it's kind of stupid of me to forget. Sung Jin-woo said, hitting himself in the face. I'm guessing that you have something important to take care of here. Yeah, you can see that. I know it's a personal matter, but I won't say anything, Tucker said. In some parts of this higher level of this place, a powerful monster. However, Tusk, a mage orc, used his power to kill that powerful beast. Damn, he really is strong. Tiana said. However, somewhere else in the island, some hunters were actually doing some patrolling until they came across something that almost looked like a human ant. Back with Tucker and Sung Jin-woo. They were in some parts of the level. I didn't see anything nearby. However, Sung Jin-woo noticed that there was a surprise attack attacking many of his shadows, including Tucker's sentinels. And many of the aggressive sentinels also scanned the place, including the enforcers as well, looking around. Nothing. Do you think it could be some kind of ambush? Tucker said, looking back at Sung Jin-woo. If they show, then maybe there could be. Sung Jin-woo said. As one of those knights tried to attack Sung Jin-woo. However, only a dragon girl using her was able to kill one of the knights. However, Tucker was able to take the life of the other one. Tia was able to use her gravity metrics, sending the other one flying away, leaving the one in golden armor trembling in fear, which Tucker noticed that didn't seem normal for magic beasts or monsters to actually develop fear. I wonder, do magic beasts have fear? Sung Jin-woo said darkly, his eyes glowing. However, as the knight continued trying to fight back, Sung Jin-woo was able to break off. However, I was going to finish wherever he or she was. However, a frenemy's voice came from the knight. I surrender, so please spare my life. Both Tucker and Sonia were rather even surprised that it was actually a female chick. As Sonia removed the helmet, she almost looked like an elf. However, a demon, purple hair, and had crimson eyes and tan skin. Damn, she's hot, Tucker said. Only for both females of his party glaring directly at it. I mean, not like I'm in love with anything with her, Tucker said. Try not to get an ass whooping of a lifetime. However, the demonic chick was our attacker. Sung was only for Tucker to do a suplex on her. Please spare my life. I'll do anything you want, please. The female demon said, begging on her knees. Bitch please. You tried to attack my best friend. 1 second. I'll turn my back in the opposite direction. And next second, I would be dead. So trust me. It's my sister. Why should we spare your life even though you tried to hurt my best friend? Tucker said, only to be stopped by Sung Jin-woo. If that's the case, then you know where the entry permit for the next floor is. Hey bro, are you sure about this? Tucker said to Sung Jin-woo. Trust me. I know, even if it could be a risk, but I'm willing to do it. Okay. I trust you then, Tucker said. My family is actually holding into it. Since you didn't kill me, I'm offering it gladly, the female demon said. I wonder. No wonder I can't seem to find it no matter how many times I kill. That leaves one question as Sung Jin-woo unleashed his murderous intention. Can I trust you? As the demon girl was scared shitless for real. However, back in the real world, many of the ants killed many of the people on the island. However, a glitch was formed with the demon girl. However, confusing Tucker and Sung Jin-woo, including Tucker's party, also looked at her strangely, explaining about a war on the horizon. However, you realize something big is about to happen. However, her father was kind of disappointed to see a human. However, he was surprised to see a kindred dragon. Alongside the group, Ezio. However, he could see his shadow army, including alongside the sentinels that Tucker had. However, luckily, Essel's father was able to allow the Radish clan to actually rule this area and do whatever they wanted to do. And luckily, just giving the last potion directly for and to take care of the demon monarch. Asshole was ready to follow. However, Tucker, alongside his party, takes care of many of the monsters. Sure, the group was a rank, but Taka was an S rank taking care of many of the creatures as quickly as possible. However, they were able to reach the top floor of the dungeon and yet came the final boss, the demon monarch. A hideous beast. So that must be the final boss, Tucker said. His party did felt a bit intimidated by it. Suppressed. However, even with a dragon, he knew things were about to get a lot tense. However, the demon monarch was able to summon in hordes of demons, which Tucker decided to actually bring in many of his sentinels, including many of the aggressive sentinels and enforcer sentinels, including the guardian sentinel. Shooting a massive beam killing off many of the demon soldiers. As many of the sentinels fired their powerful plasma blasts directly at the name of the demon army. Sung Jin-woo was able to summon his shadow army as well, including killing off the head of the dragon. Tucker was able to get out. The Heatseeker, Forerunner, bazookas, obliterating every single one of the demon army soldiers while also bringing out his new and improved plasma sword while slicing and dicing off many of them. Damn, Tiana at this final boss is beyond even an S rank. Then I must go further beyond as Sung Jin-woo sliced off both arms of the demon monarch. However, Sung Jin-woo was willing to give all of his strength as one of the sentinels merged with his arm, creating a gauntlet, which Sung Jin-woo couldn't help but be happy. With one final strike ending the demon monarch, killing once and for all. Damn, that was hella intense. Tense, Tucker said. No kidding. That boss was definitely something powerful than even an S rank could handle, Zem said. I know. And try not to do anything reckless. I mean, after all, you know, we've done crazy stuff before, but that powerful beast is something else. Tiana said. I know. Tucker said, panting on the rocks as thanks to Tiana and Zem using their healing magic on Tucker as the wounds started to go away. But at least I still have you as part of my family. At least. Even though we are nothing more than a bunch of odd families. Tucker said while also giving a weak chuckle as they also chuckled as well. Appreciating that compliment, Sung Jin-woo was able to finally get the ingredients for the Essel as it was finally time for him to go to be reunited with his mom after a long time. Sung Jin-woo used a shadow exchange for him to actually be with his mother while also riding on the shadow wyvern of the dragon he killed, now part of his shadow army. As Tucker did the same thing, entering the portal alongside his teammates while also waving goodbye to Essel as she also waved back at Tucker and his party as well. As Sung Jin-woo went to the hospital, giving the elixir to his mother, who had been in a coma for some time, now finally, Enjoy, could finally be reunited with his mother once again. Enjoy was happiness. Crying tears of joy, Tucker was also watching. Well, far with the sentinels also watching this as well. Couldn't help but feel happy. Chapter 10 Japan's S-Rank Hunters. Some time later, Lavernius Tucker was busy having his day off while also taking a swig of his drink. As he was drinking, he got a notification from Chairman Go. Great. Another day. Always have something very important. Have to ruin my day off. Tucker said in annoyance. Not seeing that I'm in S rank. I guess sometimes life can always be so unexpected. As he soon looked at the message for him to have a meeting. As he told his team that I'll be heading out to meet Outlet Chairman Go for something very important. And to use the teleportation ability to actually make it to the Hunters Association building. He was surprised to see Sung Jin-woo also there as well. Hey yo, what's up best friend? As Sung Jin-woo also gave a neutral wave. So I'm guessing you must be calling something very important, Gramps. Tucker said to Chairman Go. He couldn't help but find it rather unusual for someone to call him Gramps, as Chairman Go explains about Jeju Island. Especially the flying ants that soon started attacking, which both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo would agree. But seeing that they do need some time. However, they were kinda curious about the other Korean hunters. Not also that. Chairman Go also said that there will also be S-rank hunters from Japan, which surprised Tucker and Sung Jin-woo for other S-rank hunters to come, which they decided to actually to see 2 hunters, also 2 S-rank hunters. Just having a bit of a friendly spar match. Damn, look at those 2 go. Man, imagine if they were freelancers just like Carolina and Agent Maine, Tucker said to himself looking directly at the S-rank hunters. Though he had to admit the one that was more like a white tiger was a real beast, including whoever that guy was. He had never seen him before. That's what a moment he saw. The blonde hunter chick that he met. That almost was caught. However, he knows that shaggy dude that was also part of the elder hunter known as the Reaper Guild. Sooner or later, the doors opened and the guest from Japan finally came. Also, Japan's finest S-rank hunters. One of them being a girl with a lollipop in her mouth. Looked up to see both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo. As the Secretary of Japan explained, Koreans 10th and 11th S rank, which Choi Jong-in also noticed the presence of both Tucker and Song also being there. You could always feel the atmosphere was kind of tense. A sparring match began between the 2 hunters from different countries. Tucker was observing every single move, strength, strategy. Seeing that he was rather amazed, I saw him, but was also terrified. I have to admit, that guy with the muscles, he can turn like a Goliath. But still, in the end, the big guy lost to one of the S-rank hunters of Japan. However, the blonde hair was able to take care of the other jet black chick from Japan. However, that guy with the mask and eye patch soon began going full on berserk, which Tucker decided to intervene, slamming his head against the ground. Damn, talk about how we could have settled this to be more like humans. But instead, I guess you're more like a wild animal, Tucker said jokingly as the man began growling only for him to be knocked out by Tucker. Hey, are you alright? Yeah, thank you. However, the secretary wanted Tucker to fight against the guild master of Japan's most strongest hunter, which Tucker decided to actually accept the duel. Has both gone into a fighting stance. Tucker summoned both his sentinels, which surprised some of Japan's S-rank hunters. As soon they merged with his arm becoming more like gauntlets. Much rather impressed some of the hunters. However, before he could do anything, I struck him. However, he was able to survive as saw him running out of smoke. However, he tried. He did do an attack but instead it was more like a hologram, an illusion tricking him. I only saw another one but before he could Tucker did a supple on him. Something like what a military person would actually do. He tried going for another strike at the aquamarine soldier only for him to kick him and headbutt him while also grabbing his arm and putting pressure on it. Now then, just stay down, Tucker said. I have to admit you're pretty strong, but not strong enough. I could say the same thing about you as well. Those fighting styles don't seem to be normal for a person like a hunter. Which means, were you part of the army? Goto Ryuji said to the aquamarine soldier. Yes, I am actually somewhat of a retired military now and S-rank hunter. So technically that's my life in a nutshell, Tucker said. I have to admit, you're not from Japan, Korea, you definitely are an American. Well, yes, I kinda moved here just on vacation. Though I never expected the gates to open. So yeah, Tucker said making up a false story instead of coming up with the truth. If he did, then people might actually think that he's completely insane. So he had to go with a false story. Chairman Go was rather surprised that he was actually a soldier. Having that kind of combat ability can actually be very useful. Even Sung Jin-woo was surprised that the aquamarine soldier was actually a soldier of the United States. Now part of Korea's limited S-rank hunter. After that, everyone was getting ready for the raid on Jeju Island to take care of a bit of an extermination of an ant problem. However, at Jeju Island, the queen ant was ready for her new offspring. Spring. Now a black ant, irradiating a powerful aura. However, this black ant was not something far more powerful than an S-rank monster. Chapter 11 Raid on Jeju Island. It was the day, and a news announcement began about Jeju Island. Many of the S ranks from both Korea and Japan were getting ready as well. However, Sung Jin-woo and Tucker decided to get stronger as well for the time being. However, Tucker's team decided to make sure that some parts of the area will not be destroyed by one of those flying ants. Tucker decided to let the team take care of it. But he also did send some kind of massive presence on the island. Once Tucker was done with the whole, sparring as one of Japan's most strongest hunters, he did sense something. As he was walking in the park, he sensed something far away. What the hell was that? What was that strong energy force? That's something I've never seen before. He could sense that it was coming from Jeju Island where all the ants were. I felt that it was definitely no ordinary monster. At present, it's something far stronger and deadlier. Tucker said to himself as he continued stirring off into the distance of where Jeju Island is. He knew that those S-rank hunters don't even know what they're up against. As the helicopter with the S-rank hunters was ready to land them, including alongside many of the other Japanese soldiers as well. S-rank hunters. As they were actually taking short work of many of those ants, especially amongst that camera guy recording it all for everyone to see it. They continue fighting against multiple of the ants. As they finally came across the queen, which many people are cheering and believing in many of the S ranks of Korea. As many of them using their strongest powers and magic were able to take down the queen. However, outside the sign in the nest, one of the S-rank Japanese hunters wasn't lucky when she got her head cut off by an unknown assailant, which turned out to be a black ant. However, it moved so fast at the speed of light. And many other Japanese hunters were also trying to keep up with it. One by one they were being killed off. 4 Japanese hunters were killed. However, the ant made its way back into the nest. Just as maybe under S rank, hunters from Korea tried their best against this unknown foe. However, all of them were severely heavily injured except for one that was killed by the black ant. However, it was able to speak and also learn many of their techniques. "Where is your king?" the black ant monster said. Mim was able to speak, as it was holding the man from the White Tigers Guild. "What, king? I see. He is outside," the black ant said, letting go of Baekwon. Threw him harshly on the ground as he flew off at high speeds. As he was going towards the location of Goto. As Goto alongside the rest of the other S-rank Japanese hunters. However, one of them was also killed while the other one left. As the black ant made his presence known, however, unleashing a monstrous murder intention aura. As a Japanese hunter, leader of the strikes team, Goto could sense the same presence. "This presence, just like when I fought him," Goto said, having a flashback, Tucker and Sung Jin-woo's aura. However, sadly for him, he was killed by the black ant. However, many of the ants were ready to finish off the weakened S-rank Korean hunters. However, by some luck or miracle, Sung Jin-woo's shadow army alongside Tucker's central army creates a barrier with their plasma energy shields. Outside of the cave of the nest on top of one of the buildings, Sung Jin-woo and Tucker entered the place where they were at. Which shocked them to see them both actually there. They were completely shocked and caught off guard by wondering how and when they even got here. "Look, right now, let's just hurry up. After all, I could sense something else here. Isn't that right?" Tucker said to Sung Jin-woo, which Sung Jin-woo nodded as well. "Yes, I can also sense this familiar presence as well," Sung Jin-woo said. However, Tucker noticed a cameraman with the portable mini camera. "Hey, you. It seems that your camera isn't working," Tucker said. The camera guy jumped and dropped his camera. "Why yes, sir," the camera guy said, sweating nervously. Let one of my sentinels help fix it, seeing that it might be some kind of glitch. As the cameraman gave the aquamarine soldier, one of the sentinels was able to fix it. The problem was that the camera was finally working. However, many people across both Japan and Korea were surprised to see both the S-rank numbers 10 and 11 on Jeju Island. Even Chairman Go was even more hyped and excited to see the two most powerful S-rank hunters ready to fight against this beast. As Tucker merged an armor with his Forerunner armor while some of the sentinels merged into gauntlets, with plasma blades igniting from both of them. Big, ugly. Show me what you got. The ex-former member of Blue Team said, humans. The king wasn't even outside. The black ant said. Would you look at that? A talking bug. Sung Jin-woo said, not even surprised. That's right, pal. At this point, I'm not even surprised anymore, seeing that none of the monsters have the ability to talk. Tucker said. Humans. The ant said, venomous as it hit the Aquaman soldier, causing a shockwave only for it to do nothing, as the armor of Forerunner was made out of lunar titanium. The most strongest titanium in all of existence. As Tucker used his right fist alongside Sung Jin, who also lined up both their fist, punching it, causing damage as the fight began. However, both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo moved so fast it became more of a blur of red, blue, and light blue. Many people weren't able to keep up with their speed, seeing that this was something far beyond even an S rank. Many questioned if that blank ant is something even more stronger than even an S rank could handle. Many people cheered for both Koreans. S rank number 10 and 11. However, the ant soon transformed into its second form. However, both Sung Jin-woo and Tucker were able to go even faster. As the ant called for many of its who were in standby, ready to attack Sung Jin-woo and Tucker. However, only for both of them to command their Sentinel, Shadow, and Sentinel army to obliterate many of the other remaining ants in the cave. The black ant was completely shocked. You felt fear for the first time. It tried to run. However, only for Sung Jin-woo and Tucker to kill it. What's wrong with you? I thought that you were actually going to fight us. Wow. Even the most powerful creature like you, where you'll take down Korea's most powerful S rank. And now you decide to run away from the two of us. How pitiful can you be? The Aquamarine soldier and Sung Jin-woo both looked disappointed. However, after killing up the black ant, many people were happy. However, Cha Hae-in was heavily injured. However, he decided to use his Shadow Necromancer on the dead corpse of one of the healing S ranks. As he was done using the healing, Baekhyun-ho said to Sung Jin-woo that the guy who was a close friend did not like fighting, which Sung Jin-woo decided to actually not to become part of his shadow army, decided to respect the guy who died and let them rest. However, many of the remaining ants were also going after many of the other hunters. Tucker ordered many of the Centrales to actually go ahead and help out many of the other hunters. Including, Song was even surprised when he resurrected the black ant, which he was able to speak. Even Tucker was even surprised that the ant was able to talk, but how come the rest of the other shadows weren't able to talk, such as Tusk? It didn't matter at that point. Having gained a name, Bilg is one of its generals, who were able to take care of many ants. Including Sung riding on the wyvern's back. Alongside, Tucker was able to obliterate many of the ants that were attacking a helicopter, having the S-rank Koreans Asterank hunters that he was running on a Guardian Sentinel with wings. However, back in Japan, the chairman of the Japanese Hunters Association program was even more pissed and furious than many of his top-rank hunters were also killed off by a single being. Epilogue. After the whole incident in Jeju Island, as many S-rank hunt a memorial for many of the hunters who died in the past Jeju Island raid. Tucker and Suni Jin will also decide to be there at the funeral to pay respect, as many of the cameras were flashing directly at him. However, the invisible space pirate soldier was also watching from a far distance as well. As many soldiers that entered out of the portal started making a present unknown to the people who were too busy at the funeral. Some people thought that they were like some special organization military group, which that doesn't really matter to them as much. Inside, one of the big cars, military trucks had Tucker's ex-teammates kept as prisoners as he looked outside one of those small windows to see if they were back on Earth. Even amongst other prisoners of course, such as Palomo, Matthews, Jessica, Bitters, and Kimball also is a prisoner looking down, not even saying a word. As many of them looked away from her, she looked down in disappointment. Is Felix taking shotgun on the warthog with Sharkface also admiring the bustling city of the modern era? You know what I'm thinking, Sharkface said. Oh, don't worry. We'll make our presence known sooner or later. After all, Patience, while Locust driving the warthog, not even saying anything, was also admiring the beauty as well. But I felt that this is wrong. Taking their anger out on civilians. With Tucker and Sung Jin-woo were actually having a chat with the chairman of the Korean Hunter Association program, which Tucker and Sung Jin-woo will decide to actually do their own guild program. As Chairman Go knows about Tucker's guild. I see that your guild represents the symbol of humanity's evolution. Am I wrong? Chairman Go said. Yes, it does. And I do want to make some rules, Tucker said. And what rules might those be? Chairman Go said. One of them being, I will not allow any discrimination against people that are either born from Japan or Korea or other nations as well. Second of all, I want to treat every hunter as equal, rather their E ranks or even above. With proper training, even E ranks can even surpass a rank hunter. And last but not least, the weapons of used. Sure, there may be guns, but what they are equipped with is actually plasma weapons. Seeing that those magic beasts are immune to plasma weaponry. Tucker said as Chairman Jay was intrigued to see that plasma weaponry did seem immune to magic beasts instead of modern bullet weaponry. That is all I have to say. As both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo, alongside Tucker's team also left the meeting with Chairman Go was rather amazed seeing that those two were rather a mystery to him. As Sung Jin-woo and Tucker, alongside his team, were stuck in traffic. However, they noticed the gate was blocking it, seeing that this is how traffic was happening. As they both entered alongside his team, they noticed it was on red gate again. "Aw, shit, here we go again," Tucker said. "But this time we're ready," Tina said. "And well prepared for this," Zem said. Tucker couldn't help but smile at his strike team. "Alright, let's do this." Sung Jin-woo nodded. And they summoned their armies ready to fight against the unknown enemies of the red gate. You might be wondering if this might actually be the end of my story. Oh, no. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. The beginning. Okay. I think Tucker narrated. After all, I was once a wiki rec hunter, just like Sung Jin-woo. But now, things are about to get even more intense from here on out, but I can't wait. Tucker said, narrating as both Tucker and Sung Jin-woo. As we were wet in the rain. Both their eyes ignited. I guess we have our next target. Tucker said as his eyes ignited crystal blue. And this is the end of the first movie of this What If. I hope you guys like it. Don't really leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.